Welcome to Explore the Bible. We're in session 5. Today we're in Proverbs chapter 5. Proverbs chapter 5 is the beginning of a section, 5, 6, and 7, that speak where he's speaking to his son a lot about the dangers of falling under the seduction of a dangerous woman, a woman that leads you astray, that the dangers of sexual immorality and the wisdom of marriage. And so today we'll look at what he has to say in chapter 5. We'll start today with verse 3. He says, "Though the lips of the forbidden woman drip honey, and her words are smoother than oil, in the end she's as bitter as wormwood and as sharp as a double-edged sword." So he's painting this picture of this woman that speaks these words, that's drawing the man in, and it sounds so good, smoother than oil, but the reality is that the end of this is bitterness. The end of this is danger, is death, sharp as a double-edged sword. This is true of all temptation, isn't it? And it is while he's being specific here, talking about sexual temptation, it is a picture of all temptation, that it looks good, that Satan draws it up to make it look like it's going to be wonderful, like there's great joy here, that this is where true satisfaction comes from, that this is the only way you're going to be fulfilled. And yet in the end, we know that in the end it's bitterness. In the end, it turns us inside out. In the end, it kills us. It destroys our life. And so it is not something that we should seek. It's not something we should fall into. We should fall for. Let's say we fall into that trap. Don't fall for that trap. It looks good, but it is not good. And that's his warning to his son as he begins here, that this temptation leads you to death. This temptation destroys your life. That there is not a consideration here in the sin of what real life is, and what it means to live a worthy and a stable and a life that contributes, and a life that makes a difference. That the temptation is strictly to that moment, to that initial time that may seem and may be enjoyable, but leads down a destructive road. So he's warning his son, stay away from that. He says in verse 8, keep your way far from her. Don't go near the door of her house. It reminds me of some that we looked at before about avoid it, keep away. I mean, it's over and over and over. Don't even go near. Don't venture close. Don't tempt yourself. Don't try to prove your own will, your own ability to resist temptation. He says, if you go near, that you will give up your vitality to others and your years to someone cruel. Well, what a great picture there, that you give up your life. This vitality is the power of your life, the strength of your life. You lose that. So don't go near. Don't think I can walk close to temptation. I don't have to drink. I can go to the bar, right? Don't go near. Don't get there. Stay far away, because the temptation will destroy you. Your years will be given over to someone cruel. You'll give your life over to someone that doesn't have your best interest at heart, who actually wants to destroy your life. In the next verses, he says, strangers will drain your resources, and your hard-earned pay will end up in a foreigner's house. At the end of your life, you will lament when your physical body has been consumed. This is what happens. Your life is consumed by this. It goes away. Your resources are gone. Foreigners, that is, other people, benefit from what you've done. That everything you have is given away. You don't build anything. You don't earn anything. Stay away from it. The danger is over and over and over again to the destruction of your life. Even if you won't die from it necessarily, but your life will be destroyed. Your resources will go away. Your ability to give things to others, to be generous, to be a benefactor of others is gone, because you've lost everything. Everything is taken. This truth here is that those who are tempting you, who are leading you into sin, do not have your best interest in mind. They have their best interest in mind. These do not want for you to prosper. They want to prosper, and they want to prosper off of you. They're going to take what you have. See it for what it is. This is his exhortation to his son. See it for what it is, right? He says, you'll lament in the next verse which is not a part of the passage that we're studying. But the next verse, verse 12, he says, you'll say how I hated discipline and how my heart despised correction. You know, I didn't want that. I wanted to just live, but now look, oh, I wish I had loved discipline. I wish I had listened to correction. Okay, here's the warning beforehand, before you get there. Let me tell you, if you go down this path, here's what you're going to say at the end. You're going to say, I wish I'd have listened to you. It is the ultimate scriptural I told you so, right? The challenge, or maybe the counter to this, in verse 15, he says, drink water from your own cistern, water flowing from your own well. In verse 18, let your fountain be blessed and take pleasure in the wife of your youth. In other words, be married and enjoy marriage. Enjoy your wife. Don't think, well, now I need to trade her in. Right? That's the phrase sometimes to get you. We're going to trade her in on a newer model. No. Love the wife of your youth. Take pleasure in the wife of your youth. Let your fountain be blessed. I like the way this is phrased. Let your fountain be blessed. Allow God to bless you by enjoying the wife of your youth. Okay? Allow God. Don't think, well, it'll be better. You know, it'll be more wonderful. It's not. Okay? It's just not. And in doing so, we miss the blessings that God has for us. If you turn away, if you commit adultery, you're not only harming the marriage, harming the children, harming your wife, and harming yourself. You are missing the blessings that God would give you by staying true to your wife. You're missing those blessings. And this is the thing that I think we can't categorize. We can't find a way to put a number on it, because we don't know what those blessings were going to be, because they're gone. We missed them. We don't know how God was going to bless us if we would have just stayed true. This is the thing you don't want to miss. And maybe the worst part of judgment may not be the things that we did, but it may be the things that we didn't get, that God wanted to do, the ways that God wanted to bless us, the things that He wanted to teach us about Himself and show us about Himself. What a terrible thing to think that part of the judgment that I'll have from God will be seeing the ways that I missed on what He wanted to do. Well, I hope this helps. This whole passage, 5, 6, and 7, you can look at it, and even chapter 7, he really goes deep into the allure that happens, that draws us away, and how we get drawn into sin. So you might want to read that and kind of study up on that as well. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful to you. Subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.